All right, next video is I saw my grandma please herself.
And I keep thinking, the part that I can't stop thinking about is the her face was like.
Don't make the face.
Thinking
about it, he likes it. He's a dirty bastard. All right, next video is I saw my grandma please herself. I saw this video. Oh wait, I didn't show niggas the fucking thing. I saw this video on my timeline and I was like, I'll watch it. So here we go. Ready? I saw my grandma please herself. I haven't watched this video, but I heard that this nigga be crashing out.
So, let me just say first, there's nothing wrong with doing that. I understand that it's perfectly natural.
At what age do you stop? Like, at what age do you be like, all right, bro, shouldn't be spanking my shit no more? You feel me? Like, what age do you hang up your, like what age do you be like? And don't ask me why I have a bottle of lotion by my damn desk. Mind your business.
It's just that I was having a really bad week, and
it got worse.
A terrible day today, and I was not. I wasn't in. I just wasn't in the. I wasn't in a good mental headspace to process that, seeing that, and
this nigga going through it, bro.
I just hope that now, every time that I think about my grandmother, or I see my grandmother, or I talk to my grandmother.
Did he, like, see it? Like, did he, like... Did he, like, see it? Did he, like, see her, like...
That I'm not gonna think about it.
Speaking about fingering.
Time, because I love my grandmother so much. And I don't want to lose my grandmother.
Yo, why did this nigga just text me? I'm cracking shorty and she got a thong on. That's dirty.
Doing that every time I talk to her? So I went over her house today because she lives in Pasadena and she had a computer question. Go figure, right? And I said, of course I'll come over and help you with whatever. So I came over and I saw that her car was in the driveway. And I go,
what's she doing in the car?
Went in,
oh wow.
No big
deal. You gotta make yourself known when you...
I didn't see her around.
You gotta make yourself known when you're not. You can't walk into people's house and be like, just walk around wearing this thing. That's how you end up getting shot. Or seeing your grandma finger herself.
She wasn't there. So I just went over to the computer and I started seeing if I could figure out what was, the problem.
Hella porn. My hella corn. BBC.
It went by. And then I just heard it was sort of like a few months ago my grandmother tripped in the shower and she broke her hip.
She did this with a broke hip? She a gangster.
And really hurt herself. And I was the one who found her. And so I got really scared. Because I...
Oh my god, no! Don't tell me this nigga busting the door like, you okay? She's like, ah! Grandma! Oh!
In trouble.
This is not funny. This is sad.
Stand up. And I said, Grandma, are you okay? And I didn't hear anything. So I opened the door to her bedroom.
Oh my god.
And she was...
She was elbow deep. Let me stop. This nigga going through it, bro. I can imagine. Imagine you walking to your grandma going crazy on herself. I'd probably end my life. I'd probably unalive myself in GTA. I'd probably be like, yep, that's it.
So I ran back out. I said, oh my god. And I ran out. And I keep thinking, the part that I can't stop thinking about is her face was like...
Don't make the face.
I don't even want to...
Oh my god, he made the face. He's thinking about it. He likes it. He's a dirty bastard.
Okay. Hopefully one day this will be just a silly story that we all talk about.
When are you gonna go to Thanksgiving? Be like, yo, hey, Granny, remember when I walked into you knees deep in your vagina? Granny, remember when I was walked in you with knuckles deep in your gooch? Was it hairy? Alright, bro. Was it hairy?
She's called me a couple times and I've just declined because I don't even know what to say.
She's like, come back. Stop.
I don't want her to feel bad, but I guess it was my fault for walking in. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to react to this situation? And this is just this is not even the top third worst thing that's happened to me this whole week.
What?
Like I said, I just was not in a good place to receive this information.
You know, that's not the top 3 worst things that happened to you. What happened? I watched my grandpa jerk off. Stop. That's awful. But this is the same dude who I accidentally came during a job interview. She pooped on me without my consent. I accidentally came during a job interview. How do you accident? This nigga Super Bowl. He looks like Lex Luthor from Superman. Like, have you seen the new Superman? That's what he looks like. That might be him. Bro, look, this nigga ball. I don't even know what the video is. Is it this one? Look, that's the same dude. That's the same dude. That has to be the same dude. I accidentally came during a job interview.
And
that's crazy.
I came in my pants.
Wait!
Hi everybody. I had a job interview today, and I came in my pants during the interview. I have struggled my entire life with ADHD and anxiety and bipolar disorder. And I've spent so long trying to figure out how to manage my symptoms so that I can actually be a normal person on a day-to-day basis. And it seems like everything I do doesn't work. I was addicted to Xanax for so long. And it ruined
Xanax? Xanax?
Like,
isn't that the thing that's like, I don't know what it's like.
It just felt like everything I did somehow made it worse. And now the one thing that I thought worked clearly doesn't.
What?
Basically.
This nigga was, I'm about to tell you what happened. He was pre-gaming, right? He was like, alright, I got a job interview in like 15 minutes, I gotta go. No! I got 5 minutes to get in the building. So he stopped, right? Then like he's like
I figured out at a very young age that if I was anxious and I was insecure, then the way that in the moment I could...
What is he gonna say? He comes when he's insecure? Hey, you're born. What'd you say about me, motherfucker?
Sort of calm myself down and make myself focus and make myself more confident was to make myself horny, basically. So, thinking about something sexy.
This nigga's serious. He got snot down his nose.
To the point where I would get physically aroused. So I would, if I get a chubby or that sort of stuff. And most of the time it went fine. It would actually work really well because...
This nigga got a permanent dent in his head. This nigga had like Mount Everest.
Because what it does is it sort of makes it's sort of like a natural medication. Because when you get horny, the chemicals that your brain releases are, you have dopamine and adrenaline and those sorts of things, and that's very similar to
so he's like, nigga thinking about his grandma. Nigga thinking about his grandma. Yep. What'd you say?
Medications that you would actually take for anxiety or ADHD or that sort of stuff. So I figured I was just going to do that and it would be fine, but I got to the interview and I started having a panic attack as usual in my car, and
oh my god, I'm right. He really started jerking it. He started jerking it.
I pulled out my phone and I started looking at porn.
Whoa, wait a minute, brother. You can't say that. Corn. He was looking at corn, pictures of corn.
And whacking it, basically. Because that really helps when I have a panic attack. It helps me.
Don't yell at me, nigga. Calm your ass down. Don't be mad at me because you came in your pants.
And I guess that was my first mistake. I sort of got a head start before I went in.
I was right.
So I go in.
You trying to finish in the bathroom? Couldn't do it.
And it starts off okay. The reception is just very nice. I'm waiting for the guy to come out who's going to interview me, and I sort of start preparing my fantasy that I'm going to focus on through the interview. So it's good.
What?
For me, usually that's stuff like cocking and
what?
Well, I don't know.
What? What was he gonna say? What was he gonna say? What?
I don't need to get into it, but you know what I mean. Everybody. Alright. Sorry, I'm a mess. I just have been crying all day since what happened this morning. So.
What happened this morning? Nigga still got the fit on.
So the guy comes out, and I have to kind of, because I don't want to stand up and then have a, boing thing happen. So I stand up and I say hello. I shake his hand, blah blah blah, and it starts going well. We make small talk and we go into the interview room, and it starts fine. But then the first thing that happened that sort of made it go worse was that on the website they advertised the position as being fully remote.
Oh my god.
Then in the interview he said that actually I had to come in 3 times a week still.
So okay, how does that involve you coming in your hands?
I started to get Normally, I probably would have just said, okay, whatever, but this, I really didn't want to come in because, like I said, I have debilitating anxiety and social crap. So I looked for a remote position on purpose so that I would be able to.
My dog's not walking my room.
So I wanted to confront him about this.
You pressed him by coming on him? Nigga said I'm gonna get in here. No, I'm not.
And because my anxiety was getting worse and increasing, I had to sort of make I had to get more aroused. Because it's like, if that goes up, then this has to go up, right?
What?
Right. So I was thinking more about my fantasy, and then also I was kind of, there was a desk there, so I started.
He was under the desk? No!
Kind of working myself. You know what I mean? I know that when I'm explaining it right now, it sounds bad, but you have to understand that most of the time nobody would find out, right? And you also have to understand how difficult it is. I don't think most of you know how difficult it is to have anxiety and panic disorder. And
that doesn't mean I'm about to spank my... That doesn't mean I'm gonna spank it at a job interview. I'm not gonna be in there. Yeah, you got this position. Oh, yeah, I did. And can you come in 3 times a week? Fuck yeah, I can.
ADHD and probably autism, I don't even know. I have tons of stuff. It feels like every single... So it's debilitating. So I try to do anything I can to feel better. And if this is what in a capitalist system, I do anything and anything to survive in capitalism. So yeah, I was under the table, yeah. And he says, so I asked him, so you advertise the position online as being a remote position, but now you're saying that it's not. And he said, well, I don't know what we said online. Sometimes that stuff isn't accurate. So I said, whatever. And I moved on because now I'm not even sure I want this job anymore. But maybe, that's the type of thing where maybe we can figure it out later.
Did he get caught?
And then he asked me about my last job, which obviously I got fired from if you watch my recent videos. So
yeah,
I was trying to figure out a way that I could.
Table.
I got really nervous because I could say what happened, but also not. If he called my old boss and asked what happened, I didn't want to have lied, but also I want to explain it in a way that it doesn't sound that bad.
Why did he get fired?
Reasonable, and hopefully makes him not want to call people. So I think at this point, I don't know. I mean, I sort of was not aware exactly. I was trying to kind of keep myself under control, but I was also, I felt myself all of a sudden, it kind of snuck up on me. I felt myself kind of all of a sudden go over the point of no return, right?
Oh my God!
So I felt it happen, and I was kind of like, and I tried to pretend that.
Where were you gonna aim at, nigga? In your pants? You just gonna just. Oh fuck! I'm muted.
Because you can try to act like nothing's happening, but on a certain level, something's gonna happen. So I'm trying to go like, and I must not have done a very good job, I guess, because afterwards he looked at me very strangely and he was like, is everything okay? And then I just kind of broke down and I said, no, it's not. It's not okay.
I'm not okay. I just came in my pants.
I know that it's not your fault, but nothing in my life is going right at all. And it feels like everything I do to try to make it better just makes it worse and ruins my life more. So no, it's not okay. And at this point, I knew that the interview was over and we were past the point of no return, and I started crying. And I stood up I said, you know what, we talked a little bit for a formality, but then eventually I said, okay, I think all right, that's, you know. And I stood up, and there was
Actually, started dripping on his leg.
it was obvious what happened. I don't know what else I need to say. And I shook his hand because I didn't know what else to do. What am I supposed to do? I just shook his hand and I ran out so that before the receptionist could see me or anybody else in the office, but I'm sure they all saw me. And
that nigga stood up. Yep, thank you. Yep. Hey, that nigga stood up and said, yep. So you watched the video. Why don't you go like it? Like the video now. Like it now. Like the video. And subscribe.